Hello, hello. Hi, surrounded by perverts. Hope you're doing well. Turn this music down. Bloop, 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 bloop. We're mixing audio for your audition. Nice. Green Yoshi. Hi. Happy Thursday. Hope you're doing well. Hope y'all had a good day. Happy Thursday. I'm very, very excited for tomorrow to be Friday. Although I had a nice day today. I got some things done. There was like maybe 2 things that happened that was just like, okay. Yes, Green Yoshi. I was I turned there was server maintenance earlier that I was just kind of like, hurry. But yes, I'm excited for long-haired Xavier. I was kind of saying, it's like, oh, the next one should be, like if we were talking about a 6th love interest, it's like long hair. We don't have long hair, but now we do in all of them. So, yeah. Yes, time to make Hibiki want to live again. Indeed. Yeah. The maintenance ended very quickly. That's good. That's good. I went to happy hour, so that was very nice. I had some um queso flamiado, which is just melted cheese with steak in it, and then a prickly pear margarita. It's very nice. So yeah, glad for that. Mm-mm. Surrounded by permits. Nothing. I didn't have like a bad day or anything like that. I would say mostly it was a good day. I think I just had like, Let me think about. Let me think about how to talk about this in a way that's very generalized so that because my work is very specific, so I'm trying to it's like, how do I obfuscate it a little bit. I mentioned I do work with technical things. Oh, I guess here I'll just simplify it as um some somebody is trying to pull some shit, um and because we're technical, we can tell they're trying to pull some shit. And so now it's just fighting with somebody who's just like, we're not pulling shit. And it's like, yeah, but like, here's the thing. Yes, you are. Stop fighting with us. So yeah, that is a light simplification. I feel bad because like internally there's like, I've been looped on this thing by multiple teams. Um, like just all of us is like, what are we gonna do about this person? And it's just like and we all have our puzzle pieces that is just like, yeah, no, they're pulling some shit. So yeah. The data says otherwise. Yeah, that's the class answer. Green Yoshi. That is the classiest way to be like, the data would suggest otherwise. And be like, well, I don't care what your data says. It's like, well, you don't have to care about what my data says, but that is where the buck stops. Yeah, surrounded by purpose. It's fine. Like I said, I think I talked about it in a general enough sense that it's universally relatable. Somebody tries to pull, you know, somebody's doing some fafo, you know. Tatsuo, hi. Oh, your phone was a little slow. Well, glad you're here now. We're just I was just talking about the day. I hope y'all's day was very good. Yeah. So. mm, yep. So otherwise, yeah, no, things are good. For me, it's one of those things where it's not something that'll bring my day down. If anything, it's like I definitely take the um my general approach is, if you're not laughing, you're crying, that kind of thing. So I try not, and it's not that I don't take things seriously, but I try not to let certain things bog me down. So yeah. Reminds you of those customers at work who lied to your face about what you sold them a month prior. Ugh, I hate that. Ugh, I've encountered that so many times that it's just like, that's not what I said, and I know what I said. I wouldn't have said it that way because I knew that you were gonna try and pull some shit. So yeah, not a downer, just an eye roll. Exactly. It's like, okay, guys. Um, yeah, it's people are nuts. So yeah, so that was something, and mm, yeah, just some sillies, Just some sillies. All right, let me pull up. We're close, y'all. So today we're doing chapter 8 of our playthrough for 9-Rip. And so we're going to do the Hibiki finale next week. So, because it's usually like 9 chapters for most of these. So 9-Rip, 9 chapters. So, yeah. So yeah, that's exciting. So I gotta say, I mean, sympathy wise, I feel sympathy for all of them, so far, but I feel like Hibiki's is probably one of the more, really, really tragic ones, you know? So, Carrie, hi! Hope you're doing well. Um, looks like Carrie, it says you're watching without audio. I wonder if it's because you're in the middle of an ad. That makes sense. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that they added that feature on Twitch. Huh. Yeah. Guess your phone has decided you're not allowed to watch today. No, no, Tatsuo. Well, I appreciate you popping in. I hope that, you know, I know sometimes technology does not want to cooperate. So, but yeah. Screw sympathy. Which one's the hottest? Well, no. Like I said, I feel bad. I feel like with Hibiki, like he's, you know, like he went through a thing, and he's probably like he's a kid, you know, compared to Kureha, who was an adult, who was trying to, like, you know, still young, but like an adult. Yeah. So, Carrie, you were about to say you sympathize with no one, but then I kept talking and you agreed with me. Sorry. Yeah. Had to fix that. You're not usually watching but listening. I see. Well, I appreciate you coming in. Hi. All right, let's get this gaming. All right. So let's see what happened last week. Last week, he's just like, I like you, and I was like, cool. And I think we said we liked him back, or we at least acknowledged that it's like, oh man, what are we gonna do? So let me think about that. What did we say? It's like, yeah, we definitely said, oh, we like you, you know. And then we were like, what do you mean? What do you mean when you say like? Okay. Okay. We're on chapter 8, like I said. Okay. In my daze, my consciousness came back to me. I... That's right. I came back to the nurse's office by myself. I was discouraged that Hibiki didn't come with me, so I decided to rest and close my eyes. Well, that's right. We had the warder of hell who was like creating romance drama. It was like, oh, you guys clearly like each other, right? I was like, oh my gosh, don't say it. How long was I asleep? I felt like I had dreamed something, but couldn't quite be sure. Whatever the dream was, I was glad it wasn't a nightmare. That's right. Before I fell asleep, I put the bag with the Khalifa flowers near my pillow. I raised myself up and began to look around. Seiya coming in and going, I ship it, though. Keith! Exactly.
気分はどうですか?
Oh my gosh. I was watching you the whole time to make sure you were safe, my princess. Hibiki was there too. Good, I'm glad he came. The moment I saw his face, that nervous feeling crept back into my heart. His expression was normal, but his eyes were shaking, like he was still worried about me. I feel great. It seems like I just need to rest before my head starts to hurt.
それならよかったです。大観主様が言っていました。睡眠こそが今のあなたには最も重要だと。
That's right. I'll make sure to take frequent breaks from now on.
それは必要ないです。
I don't like the way there's no need for that. Because you're about to not need sleep ever again. Murder. Huh? Hibiki stared back at me, his face calm. Or I thought he was calm, but he turned away from me. What is this strange feeling?
それ
What
は
is it?
僕が言わなくてもわかるんじゃないですか？
I already know. Know what? Could it be? Is he upset about what happened in the classroom? Wait, hold on. That's crazy. That's a major typo. What happened with 3 P's? Happened. What should I do? I'm not going home. Oh yeah, he's upset because it's like, oh, we got to solve our problems. And we're like, we're trying to help you pass over. And he's like, yeah, I don't know about that. I won't let you go to sleep ever again. Ghosts have no refractory period. Even if you look at me like that, I'm not going home. I'm here as long as time allows. Despite feeling nervous inside, I spoke boldly. Hibiki smiled brightly back at me.
ええ、わかっています。
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. You had to restart Twitch? All right, yay! Well, welcome back, Tatsuo. I'm glad that you got it sorted out. You haven't missed much. We woke up in the nurse's office. And he was watching over us. At first glance, Hibiki seemed to be his normal self, and yet... Yeah, we know he likes us. We might as well go all in. Yeah. His appearance was unmovable, like he was made of wax.
そばにいるって言ってもらえて嬉しいんです。でも勘違いしてしまいますよ。
Huh?
僕のためを思ってしてくれてる。ここに残ってくれてるって分かってますけど、そこには特別な感情も含まれているんじゃないかって。
Do you like me? Check yes or no. That's... Unable to say anything, I was forced into silence. I still didn't know how to deal with the emotions.
僕の勘違いですよね。ごめんなさい。困らせちゃって。
Oh my gosh. Seeing Hibiki's bitter smile, I wanted to find some way to respond to him, but I couldn't find the words to say. I still don't know for sure, but I think you might be right. In the end, I finally said it. I feel so pathetic. He must be so disappointed. Deep in my own thoughts, I glanced over at him. Huh? What's that noise? He just gasped. Hibiki's cheeks were flushed. And when our eyes met, he quickly turned his face away from me.
そういうのは言わない方がいいです。好きな人の言葉はその一つ一つが気になって。
Do you want me to like you or not? I'm telling you I like you, man.
結局期待してしまうから。
What he said just now, those were Hibiki's true feelings.
それじゃあまた僕の幸せ探しをしましょう。多分これできっと見つかります。
Huh? Hibiki, does that mean you know what it is that will make you happy?
はい。
I was filled with joy as Hibiki nodded back at me.
じゃあ行きましょうか。
With a bright smile, Hibiki opened the door to the nurse's office. With the way things were before I fell asleep, it didn't seem like he'd be able to find what makes him happy so easily. Oh, he's gonna murder us. He's gonna murder us. That's what'll make him happy, if we stay with him forever. Thinking about it rationally, it all seemed a little strange. No, I should trust him. Should we?
行かないんですか？
Of course I am. Hibiki walked one step ahead of me, his stride brimming with determination. So where are we going? Taking a long walk off a short pier.
行けばわかりますよ。
Ooh. We're gonna go to that murdered basement. Even if we shouldn't trust him, we choose to anyway. It's true. That's our red flag. That was all he said, and he kept walking. But it was rather quick, wasn't it? With only the sound of his footsteps between us, I broke the silence and asked him.
そう感じましたか？
Yes, I never expected you to find what makes you so happy, or you happy so quickly.
あなたが眠っている間、ずっと考えていたんです。
Ah, the music that reminds you of I want it that way again. I see. Suddenly he stopped. Then he turned and looked back at me.
ずっと目の前にあったのに、近すぎて気づけなかった。
He's gonna murder us. Like, I don't know how this doesn't end in murder. At that moment, I felt goosebumps on my skin.
一人で考えて、ようやくわかりました。僕がどうすればいいかって。
His eyes, his expression, there was something there that scared me. Why is he thinking like this? I couldn't rid myself of the feeling that this wasn't the person I'd been with until now.
意外と幸せって気づかないようなところにあるんですよね。
I feel pretty happy in my everyday life now. You said that before, right?
はい。本当にその通りだったんです。
As he spoke, I started to think. What is Hibiki thinking right now? Where is he taking me?
もう少しですよ。
Wanting to know his true intentions, I kept speaking to him. And yet, I couldn't understand his true feelings or intentions. We finally arrived at the stairs. This place? This place has something to do with what will make you happy?
ええ。とってもあるんです。思い出してみてください。
This is going to be like Corpse Bride, where we willingly have a poisoned chalice of wine for our wedding toast to be with the dead. You might be right. Willing is the question mark, though. Willing is very much the question mark here. Remember? Does this have something to do with me?
もちろんですよ。
A fearfully beautiful, chilling smile appeared on Hibiki's face. Step after step, he came closer and closer. Hibiki? His smile filled me with dread, so I took one step back from him.
僕のこと成仏させてくれるんですよね。
He quickly closed the gap between us. This isn't the Hibiki I know.
聞こえてますか？僕のこと成仏させてくれるんですよね。
Yes, but... Hibiki took another step toward me. Without turning my eyes away from him, I took another step backwards. It better be willing. If he kills us without our consent, that is ignoring our boundaries, and he would be unfit to be our lover. Exactly. Boundaries matter. Even in Ghostland. Especially in Ghostland, boundaries matter, period. I felt my hands and back press against the wall, the cool, firm wall behind me. The mirror. That's right. Here on the landing, the mirror should be behind me, right? I should have been able to pass through here. But now...
黙ってるだけじゃわかりませんよ。
In front of me, I saw a depressed-looking Hibiki. He's going to cabot on me. I've been locked in here. Passing through the worlds required Hibiki's permission. In other words, the only thing that could keep me trapped in this world was Hibiki.
あなたが僕の思いを受け止めてくれること。
He was so close that if I stood up even slightly taller, I could feel his breath on me.
だから感じさせて、その唇であなたのぬくもりを。
Cute. His pale, mask-like face and white lips drew closer to me. In response, Let's go! Alright, Ghost Town, here we come! I've got to get my head on straight. If this is what he needs to cross over, I wanted to accept his wishes. I gently placed my hands on his chest. Then I felt a cool breath on my lips. But no matter how long I waited, his kiss never came.
なんで拒否しないんですか？
Aww. We're such a keeper. You better cherish us. Yeah. We're gonna hold this over your head. Remember that time you tried to murder me? You owe me. You didn't do the dish. Take that trash out. You didn't do the laundry. Get out of here. Bring me my drink. We were so close. If either of us moved an inch, our lips would meet. And yet Hibiki's face contorted with frustration. That was the face of the kind boy I'd come to know.
ここで拒否しないと僕に触れてしまうのに、僕があなたのぬくもりを奪ってしまうかもしれないのに。
His voice shouting at me from so close, I couldn't help but tremble. I'm scared. But this fear was different from before. I'll be all right. That's what you want, right? In that case, I suppose a little is all right.
でも、それじゃあなたが。
Worry not, Hibiki. The transference of warmth is a simple fact of the laws of thermodynamics. Also, if I ghost bust you, you'll feel some warmth. I don't mind, even if it shortens my life. That's okay. I surprised even myself with the words that came out of my mouth. Is that it? I don't know if y'all could hear Mochi in the background. Finally, I understood how I felt about him. I've become rather taken with him after all.
どうして？
Once I acknowledged it, I realized the emotion fit perfectly with how I felt.
どうして？
You
そ
can't?
こ
Oh,
まで
okay.
僕のことを。
The door's closed. She's yelling in the hallway because I think a
おかしい。
package came.
ですよ。
He's calling us crazy for loving him. If you're crazy for loving me, then I'm crazy. Now, we were in a slightly awkward position. Our skin never touched. But I could tell from his reaction this wasn't what he wanted. But if this is what was needed to help Hibiki pass over, that's not crazy. I just want you to be happy. Woo! We took it! Ew! Bold. Main character's bold. I pressed my lips on top of his. I felt his cold, soft lips on mine, but his lack of warmth made him all the more dear to me. Boy, you're the one about to kill us. You don't get to pull the "you're insane" card here. Yeah, you're in. It's like, yeah. That's a crazy defense. It's just kind of like, I'm crazy and you followed me, so that means you're 10x crazy. It's like, yeah, I guess. Even though our lips were touching, I felt a chill run through me. Then, suddenly, oh, the hate in his heart entered my brain. This feeling. Oh, it pushed me! I felt myself being pushed away when my whole vision turned red.
ありがとう。
Opening my eyes, I saw him looking down at me through the mirror. Kiss and run? A drive-by kissing was rude.
これで成仏できそうです。
He's lying. The smile on his face masked the pain he was feeling just below the surface. Wait, Hibiki?
さようなら。
The mirror flashed and his figure disappeared. Yeah, he was just using me for my body. Then the only thing I saw in the mirror was my own reflection. No. I touched the surface of the mirror, my hand merely pressed against the cold glass. Is this just a regular mirror again? Did Hibiki shut me out? No, that wasn't it. Maybe he really has crossed over. Hibiki? For a moment, I stared in front of the mirror, motionless, deep in thought. For some time after that, I merely stared at the mirror, deep in thought. It appeared to be nothing more than an ordinary mirror. It didn't betray the slightest hint of what had become of Hibiki. A wraith could appear here at any moment. For now, I should get to safety. Yeah, a gentleman does not kiss and tell, you fuckboy. Yeah! I feel used. I feel used. Making me feel like a hoe. What the heck, man? Or did I have spinach in my teeth? Did I have funk breath? He's like, oh girl, Lolli, you gotta go. You had chili mac for lunch, and we can't have that. Walking alone in the blood-red world, there was a buzzing in the air that pricked my skin and left me uncomfortable. Somewhere along the line, I got used to the mirror world's silence. Maybe that's not right. I had gotten used to being next to Hibiki. I need to stop with these dark thoughts. First things first, I should try and find Kureha and Yui. Suppressing my anxiety, I made my way to the nurse's office. There, I found only Yui. Looking around, I saw no sign of Kureha.
ずっと気になっていたのよ。その後、どう？響さんの様子は。
Now we're gonna have girl talk. Slumber party! Ghost slumber party! Well, he crossed over. At least, I think he did.
かもしれないって。
Yeah. God damn, can you be my rebound? Call Kureha. Tell him I need comforting, please. Perhaps seeing my depressed face, Yui's expression changed slightly as well.
確実ではないの？
I just don't know. He said that he thought he was going to cross over soon, but I didn't see it with my own eyes. I thought about going back into the mirror to check, but it suddenly became a normal mirror.
そう。そんなに悲観的な顔をするものではなくてよ。無事に成仏できたから、鏡の中の世界ごと消えたという可能性もあるのではないかしら。
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe Hibiki really did cross over. But if that were the case, What did I see when we kissed? Perhaps it's like what Seiya said before. Oh, right. For the thoughts of a ghost to reach me, certain conditions needed to be met. When you touch a ghost, you can see their thoughts, right? The regret is strong in this one. Hey, Yui, do you remember what Seiya said before? About how if I touched a ghost who has strong regrets, they would pass on to me?
そうね。そんな話はしていたと思うわ。ただ、私がはっきり覚えているのは、闇に染まっていない思念なら危険ではないというところくらいで。
Yoda shows up as a forced ghost boyfriend. Yes, yes. Boyfriend. Sorry, I don't have a great sustainable Yoda. That's all I got. Yandere is this one. Come to think of it, when I touched Hibiki, I didn't have the same headache or difficulty breathing I had before. So Hibiki overcame the darkness within him. Huh? But his regret was that he wanted to be happy. He said so himself. If he was happy when he was kissing me, where did those negative thoughts come from? I thought back to the emotions I'd felt the first time he touched me. I'm scared. It'll be okay. I have to die. It was things like that, right? Those words were about finding a way to be happy and not being killed. That's why he killed himself. But those feelings were different than what I had just heard. Hate. That was clearly what he said. The visions I had seen were brimming with intense hatred. Could that be what is really holding him back? Does that mean that Hibiki's been lying to me?
ねえ、響さんが成仏したのかわからないのなら、これから確かめに。
Before, when he told me about the time that he was kidnapped by Isao Tsukigami, he told me he wanted to kill him. Thinking about that was the only joy I had in that dark place. Is that what would make him happy? A relationship needs trust. How could he lie to us? Exactly. In that case, Hibiki's real regret is... My mind drifted to the worst possible conclusion, and the blood drained from my face.
ねえ、聞いているの？
Sorry, I got lost in my own thoughts. Listen, leave Hibiki to me. I think I've come up with a great solution.
わかったわ。手伝ってほしいことがあったら、いつでも頼ってね。
Right, thanks. But there's no way he can kill him. I mean, Hibiki's a ghost now. Huh? Speaking of which, where is Isao Tsukigami? Everything happened because he was searching for his lost daughter. Given the circumstances, I hesitated to ask Yui directly, but I knew I had no other choice. Yui, I'm sorry to ask this, but did your father pass away already? The look on her face changed, and she cast her gaze downward.
今、私の父は生前において大量に人を殺した。その罪で地獄で罰を受けているのよ。
That's fair.
刑期が終わるまで魂が持てば地獄を出てこられるけれど、罰に耐えきれず魂が壊れてしまえば二度目の死を迎える。
What do you mean, a second death?
無になるのよ。本当の意味でどの世からも消えるの。
Yeah. Whoa. I think you're deflecting a little bit. This is your drama, not mine. That's kind of hers, though. It's like, your dad killed my boyfriend, so this is a family problem now. Second death. Despite being dead, humans still have a soul. When that is destroyed, they face a second death. They become nothing and cease to exist in all realms. I was surprised, but so frightened by the prospect I was unable to speak. I had no idea what to say to Yui either.
ケーキは何百年と気が遠くなるほどの期間だから、出てこられたとしてもまだまだ先のことよ。
Seiya had said something similar. The punishment in hell would fit the gravity of the crime. They don't even go to super hell, they're just gone. Yeah, that makes sense. Because if hell was not as bad as what hell should be, why did they even make it? Given how close Hibiki is to Seiya, there's no doubt Seiya would have told him that Isao Tsukigami is in hell. Master of the Tsukigami family, father of Yui, and the culprit of the divine invocation incident. For some reason, he died mysteriously in his mansion. After death, he went to hell and is still detained there. He was sentenced centuries in hell. Many have been driven mad by lesser punishments. In that case, why not place Hibiki somewhere other than the school? I wouldn't want to be anywhere near the place I was kidnapped. That can't be good for his mental state.
それは僕がここを選んだんです。
That's right. At that time, when I asked why he was staying so close to where Isao Tsukigami was, Seiya was about to say something before Hibiki interjected. He earned too many sin points. So if your father's spirit is released, does that mean he'll return to this school?
そうね。断定はできないけれど、父にとって思い出の場所だから、その可能性は高いと思うわ。
Then that means Hibiki's waiting for Isao Tsukigami to be released from hell. Did he want to give Isao Tsukigami a second death? So then all that stuff about crossing over, all of that was a lie? Thinking back on it, it made sense why Hibiki was always trying to get me to go home.
ねえ、今の質問は響さんに関わることなの？
No. No, it's not that. I just happened to run into a ghost on the way here that was a little strange. Got me thinking, you know?
まだ廊下をさまよっているかもしれない。探しに行ってくるわ。
Yeah, we gave bro a smooch. And he's like, oh, I guess this is one of my... I built it up in my head. That was not what I wanted. Despite my embarrassingly bad lie, Yui left the room with a serious look on her face. Sorry, Yui, but I just couldn't tell you that Hibiki wants to kill your father. You're playing Palia? I see. Besides, I still didn't know for sure. I should go speak to Hibiki. Hibiki, come out. You're still in the mirror, aren't you? I want to talk to you. Please just come out. I continued to call out to him from in front of the mirror, pounding on it with my fist. But not once did I receive any sort of reply. Green Yoshi! Hello, thank you. Yes, redemptions, you got it. All right, any requests, Green Yoshi? Which boyfriendos? Red guy and Xavi. You got it. You got it. Here's Xavi. And then Kureha. Here. Okay, give me a second. Let me sort them out. Wait a minute. Oh, he needs to be in front of the screen. Just video capture goes under here. Here we go. Cha-cha. There we go. All right. Yeah. Hibiki, if you don't come out now, we're making you sleep on the couch this week. Yeah. Okay, we've got Kureha. All right, let's move him to the left a little bit. And then Xavie's in his little school uniform. I'll try and change him into long hair Xavier later. Yeah, he's watching out for us. Should I make him more my size? Okay, not like that, but here we go. Yay! All right, thank you so much. Your 10-minute timer starts now. All right. We gotta leave little kissy prints on the mirror. That'll knock, knock, knocking on the mirror door. Nor could I find a way inside the mirror. Just call Seiya. Seiya has the key. Okay, Seiya's the landlord. But I know Hibiki's still in there. I concentrated with all my might and placed my hand on the mirror, and I felt something beyond the cold, hard glass. What was that? I felt some kind of faint pulsating coming from it. That must have been some sign of him. That is, unless I just imagined it. Either way, I couldn't give up. I wouldn't give up. Listen, Hibiki, I'm not going home until you come out here. I continued screaming into the mirror, but nothing changed.
一体何を騒いでいる?
Suddenly, I heard a voice from behind me and spun around to face it.
悪霊に襲われたいのか?
No, make out in front of this mirror with me, and we're gonna make him jealous, and then he'll pop out and be like, "What are you doing?" And then we'd be like, "Fooled you." That's our grand tactic here. Kureha?
こんなところに一人でどうしたんだ? 響と喧嘩でもしたのか?
Well, not exactly, but yeah, and then I'll pop out and kill up. Casually kiss the homie. I feel like it would be okay to tell Kureha all the details, but distraction kiss indeed. I knew that if we talked here, there was a chance that Hibiki might be able to hear us through the mirror. Well, can we go somewhere without a mirror? We're gonna talk shit about him. Make him know that we're whispering behind his back. I asked in a small voice, and Kureha nodded back at me. Well.
ここなら鏡はなかったと思うが.
Sorry, I go to this school, and I wasn't even sure which rooms do and don't have a mirror.
教室の場所ならともかく、鏡までは把握していないだろう.
As I sat down in a chair facing him, I bowed my head to Kureha. Actually, I'm in a bit of trouble. It might take a while, but would you mind hearing me out?
ああ、もちろんだ.
Do the reflections in our eyes count as mirrors? Yes, the eyes are the... No. Eyes are the windows to the soul, not the mirrors of the soul. So I think you're safe. I don't think Hibiki was able to cross over, but he won't respond to me anymore. You kissed him? But what about me? Kureha listened quietly until I had finished telling him everything. Then, with a difficult expression on his face, he finally spoke.
そういうことだったか。なんとなく想像はしてたが。
Really?
響から暗いものを感じたことが少しあってな。だが、お前と接するうちに、だんだんとそれを感じなくなっていった。
The more time he spent around me?
ああ、お前のおかげで、響の闇が薄らいでいるように思う。おそらく、月神功を打つことよりも、大事なものを見つけたのだろう。お前だ。
If that was true, it would make me very happy. If I could be a presence that brought him closer to the light. Well, that might be a bit presumptuous of me.
だから安心していたところはある。お前なら、響の抱える闇を晴らし、成仏させてやれるのではと。
Hibiki had told me so much. Perhaps that too had helped lessen the darkness that he'd struggled with. But all I can do is listen to him. I can't actually help him cross over. Besides, he didn't even seem to want to cross over. That's why he hid his true intentions. Knowing him, because he cared about me, he didn't want to tell me his real reason for staying here. That's what I thought. And yet, I couldn't help but be a little shocked. Not that was just him being selfish. Oh, no, that was just him being selfish. Sorry.
ならば、今度はお前の強さを見せる時だな。
Break the mirrors.
心残りのジョージまで頼るわけにはいかないと思い、響はお前を遠ざけたのだろう。ならば、その認識を改めさせるのだ。お前は頼れるものなのだと見せつけてやれ。
Honestly, the kiss I gave him felt like it took a lot of courage on my part already. That act was proof that I trusted him. So what else can I do to get him to trust and believe in me? Gotta go to another base, yo. Just kidding, I'm just kidding. To make him trust me? I can't be weak. I have to way to force him out of the mirror.
ようやくお前らしい言葉が出てきたな。その意気だ。
That's the spirit. No pun intended. I have no doubt he's watching us through the mirror. So how could I make him want to come out?
ならば俺にいい考えがある。ただし、お前が本当に強くなければなせないことだ。覚悟はあるか？
I think he is gonna suggest a make. It's like, I'm gonna harass you. And you're gonna be like, that's just my purse. I don't know you. Yes, I know I can. With that, Korea's eyes gleamed and he smiled brightly. What's with that smile? Korea? Just what did you have in mind? Without a second thought, I dashed up the stairs.
待て！待てと言っているんだ！
I have to get to the mirror. I just have to get to the mirror. I was never much of an athlete, but I flew up the stairs as the thought was running, as though I was running for my life. We're gonna fake an assault so Hibiki can go, hey, you, get your damn hands off her. Exactly.
お前のせいで七不思議の花が染まっていない。かくなる上は命をもって償え。
Ooh, he took out a sword. He didn't tell me about that. I can't run anymore. When I reached the bottom of the second floor, I tripped over myself and fell to the floor. This is bad. I should have run a little more. Kneeling on the floor, I turned around to see Koreha, who stared at me with one eyebrow raised.
ようやく観念したか。
Yeah, surrounded by perverts. That too. It's like in Spaceballs, I see your Schwartz is bigger than mine. I've got to get back up. A smile crept on his face and I saw him prepare his blade for the final blow.
お前を葬れば俺の気も少しは晴れよう。
No, please! Someone save me!
そんなに叫んでも
We're being
誰も来るまい。
melodramatic here.
ここにはお前を助ける者などいないのだからな。
Standing above me, he raised the blade higher and higher above his head. Hibiki, are you not coming? Hibiki? Just then... Hibiki! He stepped in between Koreha and me, stopping the blade with his arm.
あなたがどうして彼女にこんなことを。
Hibiki stared furiously back at Koreha. Now's my chance. Immediately, I hugged his legs. Yeah, fooled you! Perhaps Perhaps because of the force of my embrace, he toppled over right then and there. I've gotcha! Gotcha, bitch! Sorry.
作戦成功だな。苦しそうに走る迫真の演技、見事だった。
演技
That wasn't an act. I was running so hard I was in pain. Also, you didn't tell me you were gonna chase me with your sword.
サプライズというやつだ。その方が真に迫っているだろ。
Thank you for the redemption, Green Yoshi. The 10 minutes is up. Ta-da! That was a little too real. Oh. You got pranked. Got punked. In the midst of our conversation, Hibiki just looked back and forth at us with a puzzled look on his face.
ちょっと待ってください。今のは何だったんですか？
Sorry, but I had to find a way to get you out of the mirror. Kareha came up with this idea came up with the idea for this production.
なかなかの名演技だったろ。
ひどいです。僕を引っ掛けるなんて、嘘をつくなんてありえない。
Well, then that makes us even. Yeah, can't say nothing about that. Hibiki, looking taken aback, flinched and trembled.
俺ができるのはここまでのようだな。あとはお前に託す。
Thank you for the summertime. That was kind of short. Don't know why. Summertime should have like a few different things. Let me see. Sorry if that felt shortchanged, but here, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? I think I can press. Is it Alt? Tilde? There you go. Well, that was way more. Not quite. Not quite equivalent exchange, but you know, bonus. Bonus so you don't feel shortchanged. Got pelted with fast food. I'm still working on these. I'm okay. I'm okay. Just a bunch of French fries being lobbed at me. I like French fries though, so it's all good. Thank you, Kareha.
響、鏡に逃げ込もうなどと考えるなよ。俺が前で見張っているからな。
Green Yoshi, yeah. It's gonna be 10 rip. Lolli down! Lolli down! As I watched Kareha retreat back, I pulled my hands off Hibiki and stood up. Hibiki, sit there. Sit down. Be humble. Seeing him shivering like that, I felt a little bad for him, but not that bad. If I let him escape here now, I won't be able to pull another trick like that again. I have to get Hibiki to listen to me right here and now. So the whole reason you did that whole act was to scare me back to the real world?
それはだって。
No excuses. You were trying to send me back to my world, right? Yes or no?
その通りです。まさかこんなに怒るなんて怖い。
I'm not even a tenth angry. Just you wait. If I'm angry, it's because you wouldn't trust me, Hibiki. This was because you were worried about me, right? You didn't tell me about your real regrets because you didn't want me to get wrapped up in them. Hibiki didn't answer me right away. He just looked perplexed. Right?
はい、そう。
So it was just as I thought. Hibiki was always trying to help me. He wanted to help me get back to my world. That was the reason for everything. Upon understanding the cold, hard truth, I felt a warmth spread through my chest. Well, thank you. For worrying about me, that is. As As I crouched down, extending my hand toward him, Hibiki, who was still on his knees, looked up at me, puzzled. It's fine if you touch me, Hibiki. I know your regrets. They don't come from a place of darkness or evil. That's why when we kissed, my head didn't hurt and I didn't feel any pain.
いいんですか?
Care to kiss me again, sir? Hibiki nervously took my hand. Oh, I should... if this was Lolli, not main character, I would milk this shit. I would pretend I get shocked immediately, like, and then he'd have a panicked look on his face, and then I would reveal immediately, not long enough for him to be traumatized and like spiral, but enough to be like, heh, fooled ya, and then it'll be like, oh you, and then he'll murder me. A cool sensation spread across my palm. It's all right. It will be all right. I gripped his hand with all my might. Then, filled with determination, I helped pull him up from the ground. Nothing happened. Yeah, gotcha. Oh no! I am dead! See? I'm totally fine. Oh no, I should have let him grab my hand and be like, help, Kureha!
本当にそうなんですか? あなたのことだから無理をしているんじゃ。
I told you already. I want you to trust me. I trust you, Hibiki. That's why it hurts when you lie to me.
それは僕も今ので分かりましたけど、これ以上巻き込むわけにはいかないんです。その様子だと分かったんじゃないですか。僕はまだ成仏するわけには。
I'm just worried. What happens after I go back? I knew that Seiya was still here. Kureha was still here too. I cared about him. I wish he understood my feelings. I want Hibiki to know just how much I care about him. So, seeing him there, looking lost and confused, I took a step towards him. Then, more kisses? I reached out and softly whispered in his ear. I trust you, so I'll tell you. Ooh. If I tell him my name, it gives spirits power over me. Potentially, if they use it that way. So, ooh. My name is Lolli Ishiki. Kureha once told me that my name is even more important than my life. He told me not to share my name with anyone until I was able to leave this place. But I want you to know. I want to share it with my precious one. My preciouses! My preciouses! As my face separated from his, he had a look at his face, like he didn't understand what had just happened. Yeah, that's not the default name in the game's code. Yeah. or he's just like, I don't think that's a real thing. It's just Kureha just spreading misinformation around here. Like, I don't know about that. Hibiki, I want you to trust me more. I want you to rely on me.
ごめん。
As he muttered softly, his eyes filled with tears that looked ready to spill over at any moment. Are you sure you're Japanese? Rori Ishiki.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
Oh.
嘘をついていて。ごめんなさい。
Oh, look at this baby. Poor baby. Hibiki. I reached out to touch his cheek and caught a single tear with my finger. Wiping the tears of the one I loved. Doing something so simple for him brought me so much joy. Finally, I can touch Hibiki without any worry. At that moment, my heart filled with joy.
好きです。本当に。心から好きです。
Oh. It had been so long since I'd heard my name. Something about it felt fresh and new. And I loved the fact that he whispered so nobody else would hear. Ah, that's right. Whenever a friend or family member called me by my name, I didn't have this same feeling. Well, it's Hibiki after all. And because it was him, the pounding feeling in my heart filled me with pure joy. Me too. I love you too, Hibiki. His eyes filled with tears. He was very compassionate, but a little awkward when it came to expressing himself. But there was also courage there, and someone who put my happiness above all else. And that was why I fell in love with him.
同じ気持ちでいてくれたなんて。
Hibiki? Are you all right? Answer me! Hibiki! Hibiki! Just as I felt him leaning over slightly, he collapsed on the spot. I was about to be like, curtain? I don't know about that, but his perspective, that's what I want, yeah. Before I collapsed, I was truly happy. Was it not extremely obvious from the kiss? No, some people are clueless. During my short life, and in the long time after my death, I'd never been so happy. That's gotta suck. You have been dead longer than you have been alive. That is a bummer. That's what I thought, at least. At the same time, I was racked with guilt at having lied to her and trapped by my lingering anger. Yeah, we broke him. Yeah, I think you're right, Tatsuo. For her sake, I wanted to cross over. But could I? Could I really let go of the hate that had consumed me for so long? Me too. I love you too, Hibiki. I could have died happy in that moment. Well, I was already dead, but I was happy, so filled with this soaring emotion.
同じ気持ちでいてくれたなんて。
As my consciousness faded, I realized she was more important to me than anything. Nothing could match that. Not even the lingering resentment in this heart of mine. Oh, that's where it ends. All right. That was a pretty short chapter, but that's okay. We'll call it here because next week that's going to be the finale of this story. Woohoo! Maybe after that we'll do the Grand Warder of Hell. I think that'll be a good one. That'll be fun. All right. So with that, good game, Haichi. Let us save. Go, new page. There we go. Yes. All right. Yay! Oh, look, we got an early kiss. And it was fine. It was meaningful, but it'll be nice when we have an all-in kiss, which will probably be next time. Yeah, sounds interesting. Yeah. I like this game a lot. I do think they do a good job with it. So yeah. Well, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Let's see. I hope that y'all have a good rest of your evening. My next stream is tomorrow. I will be on Iriam. We're doing Study Buddies Japanese, so yeah. We gotta save Yui's dad from the non-existence he deserves. Yeah. Yeah, we got a kiss. It was wet and teary. Yeah. Thank you for coming. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for the good luck on my pulls. I will send you some good vibe pulls as well, Green Yoshi. Hopefully we get long-haired Xavier immediately, instant, Providence. Yeah. Yeah, thank you all so much. Have a good rest of your night, and we will talk soon. Okay. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.